It's Just Not Cricket, a football podcast. Hal Stewart and Adam Scott are our names. I'm the first one, you're the latter.
The latter?
Yeah.
Yes.
Like a day saint.
I accidentally headbutted my microphone. I don't know if that came across.
I didn't hear that. You're
that's
right.
fine. That's fine.
It's a heavy beast we've got in front of you today.
It is.
Yeah,
I mean, look at that. It's industrial. It's like it's steam-powered. I feel like it'd be something from a Victorian steampunk novel.
Are you thinking of writing a book, by the way?
No.
Because I could see you writing a book.
Could you?
Yeah, never finishing it.
I don't think I've got the patience. Well, I actually know that. Yes.
Never finishing it.
That I could see happen.
But constantly being like, no, I can't do it this weekend, I'm writing my book.
Like what? Like Brian in Family Guy?
Yes, exactly like that. So I found out that an octopus has 3 hearts. Do you know anything about animals you want to share with me?
Chicken?
Yeah?
Delicious.
Do you know the animal that is most closely related to the Tyrannosaurus Rex that is still with us to this day?
I believe it is a member of the bird family. I couldn't tell you exactly which, though.
It is the animal you just mentioned.
Is it a chicken?
A chicken is most closely related to a T-Rex. Yeah.
Well, a chicken would eat you and your whole family without even thinking about it. So you've got to get in there first.
The mysterious player of mystery.
Da-da-da-da.
This player is a tough one because
It's me, isn't it? I have to do this.
I think that the early part of their youth career might throw you.
Is it one of your fictional players? Because that would be tough.
I guarantee this is a real player.
Because I've not been paying any attention to them.
But they're not still playing. Marconi Stallions, youth team.
Oh, hello.
Santa Lucia, Prato, Torino. Senior career, Torino, Pisa, Ravenna, Venezia, Atalanta,
Yeah.
Juventus, Atletico Madrid, Lazio.
I know it.
Already.
I know it.
Inter, Milan, Monaco, Sampdoria,
Yes.
Atalanta again,
Yes.
Fiorentina,
Yes.
and Atalanta again.
Yes.
You already know it.
I know it.
Well, leave it for the listener, viewer and reader, please.
Okay.
Just so we're on the same page,
Yes.
give me the player's position.
Striker.
I think he might have got it. Okay, we're going to do something new, and this is something that we're actually going to incorporate when we have a guest on in the future. We don't always have guests on because Adam doesn't like it.
I don't like people.
Doesn't like people?
Don't like people, Hal.
No, I'm aware of that.
They irk me.
3 questions for me
Yeah.
on your club, West Ham,
West Ham.
and I've got 3 questions
That
for you.
always confuses people because I don't sound like... Well, I don't sound like I should like football in general.
There is that.
So that always confuses people.
Yeah, people listening think, is this a science podcast? And then for you, I've got 3 questions on my beloved Red and White Wizards, the Mighty Blades, Sheffield United.
I have such little interest in Sheffield United. There's no way I'm going to get any of those questions right. But I'll give it a go, and I'll wing some questions for you.
So you really haven't prepared anything?
No, I haven't.
Good.
I'm trying to play it cool.
Question 1 for Cool Adam. Which former England international replaced Neil Warnock as Sheffield United manager in 2007?
Former England international that replaced Neil Warnock as Sheffield United manager in 2007.
Did you do this at school out loud in an exam? Just read out the question to buy yourself time.
They always said you got to get the question right first before you attempt to answer
That's a
it.
good point. You must have been a nightmare to sit next to, unless you said the answer out loud because you're quite clever.
I've always been a nightmare to sit next to in so many different scenarios. You don't want to sit next to me at the cinema.
Oh, I have sat next to you in the cinema.
Awful, wasn't it?
We've been to the cinema and sat next to worse humans than you and I.
That's true.
So there we go.
He did not wash his hands.
So something he didn't wash.
That took a turn. I was telling an exact story. You just elaborated slightly to make him sound like an awful person.
Well, it ended up like Midnight Cowboy for me that day.
And also, we didn't actually say the start of the story, so it just kind of started sort of in the middle and nobody would actually be able to make sense of it.
Hopefully.
So that question you asked.
Yes. Have you had time to think about that?
When you said international, I thought, Gary Speed. But then it occurred to me he wasn't an England international. Nigel Clough.
You're saying Nigel Clough.
Has he ever coached the Blades?
Yes.
Nigel Clough.
Took us to an FA Cup semi-final.
Nigel Clough.
No.
Ugh.
2007 was Brian Robson.
Where's he now?
Good question.
If you've seen Brian, There is a hotline to call. We'll put it up at the end of the podcast. And if you're listening, Brian, we're all worried about you and want you to come home.
Alan Quinn famously made the move across from Hillsborough to Bramall Lane.
Oh, the swine.
Quite literally, because we call them the pigs. But can you name any other players that have played for both Sheffield United and Sheffield Wednesday?
Now, this is all going to be drawn on my knowledge of the Football Manager database.
Just any players, any time. There's loads to choose from, because there have been quite a lot. Now, it doesn't mean they needed to go directly between the two clubs of the transfer. They can have played for either of them at any time.
Stop blathering, I've got one. I'm going to say Derek Geary.
Yes, Derek Geary, absolutely.
I have no idea where that came from.
One of my favourite fullbacks to ever wear a red and white shirt. Others that you could have had: John Paul McGovern, Owen Morrison, David Johnson, Lee Bromby.
Lee Bromby, yes. Centre-back. He was quite good, wasn't he?
Lee Bromby.
Also played for Leeds. How do you feel about that?
The fact that he played for Sheffield Wednesday was more annoying, and then he came over and actually was very good.
I think he also played for Huddersfield. He did the rounds of Yorkshire,
didn't he? He liked staying in one place. Your final question, you've got 1 out of 2 so far.
I'm quite pleased with that.
Which player is the most expensive ever sold by Sheffield United?
Now, they've had some good players.
Oh, yeah. But
I
famously we undersell.
Yes, you have often moaned at me at how little money has been made from these wonderful players that have been let go by the Blades. Players of the calibre of Carl Walker and Harry Maguire. And I have a feeling they were both chronically undervalued. So I'm going to go a little bit further back and plump for Jagielka.
Phil Jagielka was sold to Everton for £4 million.
Again, very undervalued.
Harry Maguire was sold to Hull for £4 million.
Oh, okay.
Kyle Walker's a strange one because he went with Kyle Norton.
Yes.
So his exact figure, I think it was about $3 million.
It was a combined fee.
It's a combined fee,
okay.
Yes. It's much more recent.
That's a steal for $3 million.
Yeah, it really is. Much more recent. He's currently in the Premier League with Bournemouth.
I don't remember the young Welsh fella. I can't remember his name.
You're not going to get the points. I tried to help you. David Brooks to Bournemouth, $11.5 million. He will be worth significantly more.
He looks an excellent player.
Oh, he really is. So you got 1 out of 3. It's now your turn to test me and see if I can better it with West Ham questions.
I feel like... I don't know, actually. You might not.
Great. Good insight.
What trophy did the Hammers win in 1999?
Intertoto Cup?
And for a bonus point, why is that a misleading question?
Because it didn't have a physical trophy.
I don't think there was a physical trophy. I think your prize was an entry into the UEFA Cup proper.
That's right.
But yes, the Intertoto Cup. They beat... Do you know the team they beat in one of the 3 Intertoto Cup finals?
Some Bulgarian team.
The Bulgarian team, FC Metz.
Oh, France.
France. Metz won the first leg 1-0 at Upton Park, and a teenage striker who caught the eye that day, he scored the goal by the name of Louis Sahar. Remember him?
Yes, absolutely. Fulham legend.
And West Ham won 3-1 in France with goals from Trevor Sinclair, Frank Lampard, and Paulo Wanchop.
There's only one.
Frank Lampard. Okay, question the second. 2 of the 4 stands at Upton Park were named after former players.
Oh, come along.
Who were those players?
That's really hard.
Is it? They're quite famous just in the country.
All right, Bobby Moore.
Bobby Moore.
Martin Peters.
No.
Oh, so I'm out already. I just thought we were the guys that did it for England. Go on, tell me, then I'm out.
Bobby Moore and Sir Trevor Brooking. As of June 2018, where did West Ham United rank on Forbes' list of most valuable football clubs? And I'll give you a clue. They're in the top 20.
19th.
14th.
Wow.
Wedged between Atletico Madrid and Schalke with an estimated value of £754 million.
Well, that'll be due to the fact we're all paying for their stadium.
And they are one of 8 Premier League clubs in the top 20.
I have to say, your questions, I think, were much harder. We'll let the listener decide. But yeah, I thought it was a bit tough.
Well, I think you got the hardest one right.
Thank you. I'll take that. All right, so we thought that feature would be much quicker than some of the stuff we've done in the past. We were wrong. We both finished 1-1.
We're going to do what, rock, paper, scissors?
There are draws in... let's do rock, paper, scissors. And it's paper, rock, scissors.
Okay, fine.
And it's 1, 2, 3, go. Okay?
Okay.
I don't want any of this 1, 2, 3 nonsense. 1, 2, 3, go. You got it?
Yeah.
Can I see your fist?
I beg your pardon?
Bring it up. Can't see
Hi.
it. No, so I can actually see your hands. 1, 2, 3, go. Both went scissors. 1, 2, 3, go. Adam is the winner. Congratulations. Yep. Time now for Nobby Solano's Tales of the Trumpet. So, Nobby Solano's magic trumpet this week has taken a trip to Newport.
Hang on. Sorry. I'm sorry. I may have missed a meeting. What is Nobby Solano's
Does it need
magic
an introduction?
trumpet?
Can we just assume that...
You're just going straight in with this.
Yeah, let's assume that not everyone's listened to every episode. They'll think the one they missed was when we introduced Nobby Solano's Tales of the Trumpet.
Okay, yes, our regular feature.
Yeah, Nobby Solano's Tales of the Trumpet.
Please proceed.
So Nobby Solano's magic trumpet this week has taken a trip to Newport, Adam. As the crow flies, it's a distance for the magic trumpet this week of about 6,000 miles. So he's absolutely parched.
From where?
Where he started.
Where was that?
Peru.
Ah.
Yeah?
We're in Peru.
Deepest, darkest.
Ah.
That part.
Someone else famous came from there, I feel.
So the trumpet's parched.
Paddington Bear, that was it.
So the trumpet's parched by the time it gets to Wales. It needs, nay craves, the moist liquid spittle of a professional trumpeter. Because, as we both know, and always like to say, like it or lump it, blowing a trumpet. So, Nobby's trumpet is on the lookout for lips. When who should he spot but salivating Alan, who's eating dishwasher capsules. Nobby's trumpet falls to his feet. Alan picks him up and plays Meghan Trainor's All About That Bass. Just as he's reaching the chorus crescendo, Nolberto Solano walks by. He's got a right narc on Adam. He goes up to salivating Alan, and after a quick dance-off, which Nobby wins because he's in good shape and Alan looks like a pear, Nobby says, "Hey, you pompous prat! I've got a good mind to be really cross with you and say hurtful things about you, your appearance and or general hygiene. But I'm in a hurry. Quick, get those guinea pigs in the mouth of the trumpet and blow. Don't worry, they've got piggy parachutes. We're sending them home." So Alan blew the guinea pigs back home and he and Nobby went out for a nice slice of cake and a wholesome kebab.
I literally have no idea what just happened.
Wikipedia Club.
It was like an out-of-body experience.
Do you believe in aliens?
I do now.
Oh.
Wikipedia Club. That's me, isn't it?
Have you remembered this?
That's me. That's a thing I do.
Yeah.
Hi. Hello, listeners.
You wrestled it from me, so make it a good one.
Hello, viewers, and indeed readers.
I really like Zamalek. Have to say, it's going to be hard to top.
Yeah? Well, I've skipped continents. We've left Africa behind, and we have travelled across the ocean to Asia and Shanghai Greenland Shenhua Football Club.
Shanghai Shenhua?
Shanghai Greenland Shenhua.
Is that what they're actually called? I never knew the Greenland bit.
Well, we'll get to that. Founded as a semi-pro club in 1951 and turning professional in 1993, Shanghai Greenland Shenhua Football Club ply their trade in the Chinese Super League. One of the founding members of the professional top tier in China as Shanghai Shenhua FC, they became Shanghai Shenhua SVA SMEG, Shanghai Shenhua Liansheng, and finally Shanghai Greenland Shenhua FC following the 2014 takeover by real estate developer the Greenland Group, who apparently in 2014 had estimated assets of $58 billion.
Oh, a little bit more than West Ham.
It's quite a good owner to have. And if you're wondering, Shenhua translates as Flower of Shanghai.
That's beautiful.
Isn't it nice? Despite the general influx of cash in Chinese football, Shenhua's successes have largely come prior to the birth of the Super League, although they have finished Super League runners-up on 3 occasions. They won the league in 1961 and 1962, that's back when it was still semi-professional, and again in 1995. They also topped the table in 2003, that was the year before the top tier was rebranded as the Super League, but they were stripped of that title following a match-fixing scandal.
Oh, the worst kind.
The worst kind of scandal.
By the way, did you see that goalkeeper for Ascoli score that own goal in Serie B? And he basically just, Cruyff turned it into his own net.
No.
I often question, when goals like that happen in Italy, whether something was
amiss.
Organised, if you know what I'm saying.
Well, I mean, is that libelous, you saying that?
I'm just questioning it. Not on this specific occasion, but in the past I have questioned it.
You're just using this goalkeeper as an unfortunate example.
An unfortunate example, I don't think for a second. This genuinely looked like he made a mistake.
Okay. Chinese FA Super Cup, they've had 3 wins in that in 95, 98 and 2001. They won the A3 Champions Cup in 2007. That was a mini tournament, organised between the champions of China, Japan and South Korea and a guest nation of the host nation. In 2007, Shenhua were that guest nation, and they finished ahead of Shandong Lueng, the actual Chinese champions, Aurora Red Diamonds, and Sungnam Ilhwa Chunma of South Korea.
What do you think winning the A3 title should be when they beat Portsmouth?
Oh, I heard your keyboard going. You were Googling what was at the end of the A3.
The A3, known as the Portsmouth or London Road. There you go.
That's good. It's good.
So I did that one.
Their most recent success has come in the Chinese FA Cup. Their 2017 victory added to their wins in 1956, 1991 and 1998. Continentally, their best performance was a quarter-final place in the 2006 Asian Champions League when they failed to hold onto a first-leg lead against Jeonbuk Hyundai Motors.
Jeonbuk
of South Korea. Jeonbuk Hyundai Motors, as I'm sure you remember, went on to lift that title, beating shock finalists Al Karamah of Syria. You remember that?
I don't. Never heard of him.
The club fights mostly unsuccessfully for citywide dominance against Shanghai SIPG, who are Sven's former club.
They've got some big-name players, I believe.
Hulk is one of their big-name players. And due to a domestic rivalry between the city of Shanghai as China's financial capital and Beijing as the national capital, games between Shenhua and Beijing Guoan are known as the China Derby.
Are they jealous of their city rivals of having Hulk? Are they green with envy?
Beijing playing green.
Oh.
That's So the fact that Shenhua's record defeat is a 9-1 trouncing by Beijing Guoan in 1997 probably rankles with the fans. As you'd expect, on their current roster, to use an American parlance that I know you enjoy,
I do.
The stars of their current team are of a foreign persuasion.
They're foreign.
They're foreign, yes. Yeah. Giovanni Moreno, the Colombian midfielder, club captain, he's been there since 2012, so he was there before it was cool. His compatriot, Freddy Guerin, the former Porto and Inter Milan midfielder.
What a player.
He is an excellent player, and he is plying his trade in Shanghai, as is the Paraguayan international Oscar Romero, and a striker you may well be familiar with, former Newcastle United and Chelsea striker and West Ham striker Demba Ba.
Yeah, I remember Stoke didn't sign him because of injuries they felt he was going to have.
Talking of injuries, in his first spell he scored 20 goals in 29 games before a particularly nasty leg break that was feared might actually end his career.
Tony Pulis saw it coming.
Fortunately, he had a successful surgery after that. He went back to Europe, had a good spell in Turkey with Göztepe, and is now back in Shanghai. Obafemi Martins, remember him? He's also on the books, but he's currently unregistered due to the fact that they have reached their foreigner limit.
Oh no, poor Obafemi Martins, the Seattle Sounders legend.
Their coach, recent addition to their coaching staff, their head coach, Quique Sanchez Flores.
Wow.
Once of Espanyol, Atletico Madrid and Watford. Former coaches are an interesting bunch. I know a personal hero of yours, Howard Wilkinson. He is a former Shenhua coach. We've mentioned the World Cup.
I just can't imagine that, considering he had no time for Eric Cantona for just, talking French and that. Just what would he have made of his time in China?
It was a brief stint.
Right.
We've mentioned the World Cup in '98 before this podcast. That's a particularly good tournament. Croatia, the surprise packages. Their coach at that tournament, Miroslav Blažević, is a former Shenhua coach, as is the former Fulham boss, Jean Tigana, the former Argentina national coach, Sergio Batista, Gregorio Manzano, former coach of one of your favoured Spanish clubs, Real Mallorca.
Do you know what that translates to?
What?
Greg Appletree.
Excellent. Greg Appletree, he's the former coach. Gustavo Poyet, he was another former coach, and also in a very strange appointment for a few months, player coach Nicolas Anelka. And former players, quite impressive, because while Anelka was in charge, he formed a strike partnership with Didier Drogba. Anelka and Drogba up front. That's quite a powerful combination. Tim Cahill had a season there, the former Liverpool midfielder Mohamed Sissoko. Another France 98 connection, the former Brazil international defender Junior Baiano. Rangers fans will remember Jorg Alberts. He had a stint in Shanghai, as did the big German striker Carsten Janker, who was part of the Bayern Munich side that lost to Man United in the Champions League final. Didn't score a goal, though, in China. Bit of a tough spell for him.
Did he score the goal when England won 5-1 in Germany?
Oh, I don't remember who scored the German. Okay. Who remembers who scored the German goal?
I'll look that up while you're doing it.
Just remember Emil Heskey scoring an England goal.
No, no goal that Emil Heskey scored for England mattered. Like, whenever he scored, it'd be like a 3-1, he'd get the third.
Well, I think we all enjoyed the fifth in that win, though. Talking of strikers, my favourite name on this list, Hamilton Rickard.
Oh, who nearly signed for Sheffield United, but thankfully went to Borough instead.
There's not a long list of foreign players that have played for Sheffield United, is there?
There isn't actually, yes. Carsten Janker did score that goal.
And Carsten Janker never played for Sheffield United.
My favourite foreign player, I think, to play for Sheffield United would be Jan Arge Fjørtoft. Now, this Timeless podcast, we like to bring you breaking news, and you might have heard the Indian Super League is that much richer because the league's FC Pune City have appointed a new head coach, former Hull, Southend and Swindon boss. It is a personal favourite of this podcast, Phil Brown, Brody's boys, everybody get on the dance floor. He's jumped back from Mallorca, off the sunbed, and away he goes. The 59-year-old was sacked as manager of the Robins in November. He left Swindon in 17th place in League Two. He's off to India. This is the best trip I've ever been on. Brody's boys, get on the dance floor. Now, middle name game, Adam. We thought about doing this last week, and you said we haven't got time. So, do we have time, Clockwatch? That's your new nickname.
Because my watch has a clock on it.
Middle name game. Henrik Larsson's middle name.
Judith.
Is it A, Jonas, B, Edward, or C, Carson? Is he Henrik Jonas Larsson, Henrik Edward Larsson, or Henrik Carson Larsson?
I know this because Henrik Larsson's father, famously a very big fan of Scottish comic Frank Carson. His middle name is Carson.
His name isn't Carson Larsson.
No, it's Henrik Carson Larsson.
It's not Henrik Carson Larsson.
Yes, it is.
It's Henrik Edward Larsson.
No, it isn't.
Don't be stupid. Okay, middle name game. Next one. Junior Hoylett. Is his middle name Wayne? Is it Liam? Or is it Crabman?
What was that last one?
Crabman.
Crabman. Is that two words?
One word. Crabman.
Crabman.
All right, Crabman.
Liam.
The actual answer I would accept is A, Wayne.
Yes.
Because his first name is actually David Wayne. Junior is a nickname. So Wayne is his middle name.
Right.
But Junior isn't his name at all. So it's David Wayne Hoylett. Finally, Matt Letitia. Is his middle name Paul, Gregory, or Le?
So is it Matt Letitia? His middle name is Paul.
Yes, it was Matthew Paul Letitia. 1 out of 3, which seems to be the theme of this podcast.
I'll take it.
Would you mind indulging Adam and I? We're just going to have a quick game of Sabutio. Can you just move your elbow there, Adam? Thank you.
Sorry.
Okay, there we go.
There you go. You got that?
Oh, missed.
Do you ever have a moan about the Football Association and their decision-making?
Sometimes.
Do you ever think they are not up to speed with the current fan base?
Yeah.
Spare a fault for football fans in the Central African Republic, where recently Football Federation President and current African Federation committee member Patrice Edouard...
You got this. Look at the words with your eyes.
Patrice Edouard Gassona was recently arrested. Do you know what crime he is suspected of committing?
I do not.
Actual war crimes.
Oh, that's bad.
Actual war crimes. I
Really?
mean, when you consider that, people that run our own game in this country don't seem so bad.
I mean, Richard Scudamore's still up there.
Well, not anymore.
No.
He's on the way out.
Well, he's gone, isn't he?
He's gone.
Yeah.
Have you seen who's replaced him?
No.
Oh, okay.
Who is it?
I can't remember her name.
There's a woman.
Yes.
Right. That's why you said her.
Yes.
Okay.
I
You
can't-
weren't describing like a French table.
Would that be a her?
It's a feminine, yeah. The
Oh,
French,
okay.
French table, yeah. We did the learn last podcast. Have you learned nothing?
Letizier. Letizier. Remember Sebastien Abreu,
Yeah, the striker.
Uruguayan international striker? He is 42 now. Still going.
Thanks for bringing us that one, Adam. Any other breaking birth dates?
He has extended
Oh,
his own world record by signing for a 28th club.
no way.
And just for your little crack, I'm going to read them all to you now.
We'll try to keep this one shorter.
You walked into this.
The last one was described as, and I quote, a little bit too long.
That was by me.
Yeah, it was by you.
Defensor, San Lorenzo, Deportivo La Coruña, Gremio, Tecos, San Lorenzo again, Nacional, Cruz Azul, America, Tecos, Nacional, Sinaloa, Monterrey, San Luis, Pumas, River Plate, Beta Jerusalem, River Plate, Real Sociedad, Aris, Thessaloniki, Botafogo, Figueirense, Nacional, Rosario Central, UCAS, Sul de America, Santa Tecla, Bangu, Centro Español, Puerto Montt, Audax Italiano, Magallanes, and recently in the Brazilian fourth tier, Rio Branco.
Oh, he played for the University and College Administration Service at one point there. UCAS.
UCAS, they are a football team in Ecuador.
No, they administer and connect
They
people
are
to
a
universities,
football team in
also
Ecuador.
post-students and graduates.
70 caps for Uruguay. Want to have a guess at his goal tally?
14.
26.
Better
So
than I
not
thought.
too shabby. Pablo Escobar.
Yeah, not necessarily a footballer.
What do you mean?
Well, wasn't he a drug kingpin?
Oh, no, you silly goose. Pablo Daniel Escobar.
Oh, that one.
The Paraguayan-born Bolivian international. He's just approaching his 40th birthday.
Another birthday.
Another
Good
birthday.
Stuff. Okay.
You know, the concept of a fairy tale ending.
Yeah.
His career coming to an end. His last game before retirement. His club, the strongest, the Bolivian side, played Sports Boys in the top tier, and they won 6-0. On his last game, he scored 4 goals. Significantly, that tally took his total tally up to 200. He became the first player to score 200 goals for a single club in the Bolivian top flight. Those goals secured in his very last game as a professional. See, that's a good ending to your career.
That's definitely a fairy tale ending, yes. Now, I've got another little quiz for you.
Oh, good.
Real or fake quotes? Sometimes you have to run the hard yards in your head before you can actually walk in these shoes. Graham Wesley.
What was the voice?
Graham Wesley.
That was Graham Wesley.
Sometimes you have to run the hard yards in your head before you can actually walk in these shoes.
I've never read anything good about him.
No.
Nobody seems to have anything good to say about him.
Seems quite confident of his own abilities.
Yeah, what's he doing now at time of speaking?
I don't know.
Unemployed, I think.
Maybe, yeah. If he's looking for a job, the Indian Super League will literally hire anyone.
Are you besmirching Phil Brown?
This is the best trip I've ever been
I
on.
still don't get that reference.
Everybody on the dance floor! Brody's
I
boys!
simply don't get it.
So is that real or fake?
Oh, I don't know. Real.
It's fake. Next one.
Oh, Graham Wesley, you sod. Why couldn't you have said that in real life?
If you eat caviar every day, it's difficult to return to sausages.
Harry Redknapp?
That's Arsene Wenger.
I want Arsene to have said that.
If you eat caviar every day, it's difficult to return to sausages.
I mean, I don't think he did, but I want him to have said that, so I'm going to say yes.
It is real.
Yes!
Real or fake
I'm
quotes?
so pleased.
We'll never do that again.
The mysterious player of mystery.
All right, the clubs, I'll just go for the senior clubs because there's been rather a lot. Torino, Pisa, Ravenna, Venezia, Atalanta, Juventus, Atletico Madrid, Lazio, Inter, Milan, Monaco, Sampdoria, Atalanta, Fiorentina, Atalanta. Do you notice I did that in the style of the girlfriend from the film The Godfather, who, no spoilers, gets blown up in the car when Michael is in Sicily. And she's going, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Friday.
I feel like that was a little bit of a spoiler.
Well, if you've not seen The Godfather by now, it's been out for
It's been
40 years.
a while.
Yeah.
A while.
Also played for Italy, as you probably guessed.
Yes.
But is not actually of Italian descent. You think you know, but do you?
I know. And what gave it away, actually, was the youth career.
Oh, no.
Yeah, because from the senior clubs, it might have been more tricky, but I know that this player was of Australian heritage, and that kind of is what swung it.
Before you say his name,
Yeah.
can you, for a bonus point, tell me his brother's first name? Also professional football.
Yes, lower leagues in
Very much
Italy. I remember him
played
playing
in-
for Modena.
I think Ternana, but I might be making that up. I'm looking it up.
Was it Bruno?
He did play for Ternana, and you said
Modena.
he did not play for Modena
Yes, he did.
at any time.
Who did he play for?
Juventus, Prato, Fano, Brescello, Juventus, Ancona, Verona, Napoli, Ternana, Trieste, Arezzo, Novara, Lecce, Prato, and Weymouth, Wales.
I mean, I didn't actually understand any of that, so it didn't really help. I don't remember his name. I'm guessing Bruno, because that's just, Bruno Vieri.
It's Max.
Max Vieri.
Massimiliano.
Massimiliano Vieri, brother of Christian Vieri, the answer to your mysterious player of mystery.
Do you know what he's doing now, Christian Vieri?
I think probably whatever he damn well likes.
He is now a professional DJ.
Is he?
Yeah,
Well, he's got the money. He can do what he likes.
Well,
he
he's
plays for all
also-
those massive clubs.
You're right, he's got the money, he could do what he likes. He's also got his own fashion label called Sweet Years, which he runs with friend and former Italy and Milan teammate Paolo Maldini. Paolo Maldini, also a professional tennis player. The pair also own a number of restaurants in the city of Milan. Another close friend of his is current Sassuolo forward Alessandro Matri, with whom he has been seen holidaying in Spain along with other friends. He also started another clothing brand called Baci and Abbracci with close friend and footballer Christian Brocchi, who he played with at, I believe, Inter. And he also played at Milan, didn't he, Brocchi?
Coached Milan briefly.
Vieri presented a foot volley cup with the name Bobo's Summer Cup. Earlier.
Bobo being his nickname.
Yeah. So foot volley, I don't really know what that is. I guess it's like beach volleyball, but you just use your foot.
As opposed to your hands.
Which you do use in volleyball.
So, yeah, maybe.
Yeah. Vieri and his partner, Costanza Caricciolo.
See, it's not easy, is it? It's not easy.
Caracciolo.
She's got so many names.
Let's just call her Costa. Announced the birth of their daughter, Stella, on Instagram, which I think is nice. And Vieri features in EA Sports FIFA video game series. He was on the cover of the Italian edition of FIFA 99. He was named in the Ultimate Team Legends of FIFA 14. He also featured as Ivan Drago in the 2000 Italian film Picasso's Face.
Also, I believe he was once the most expensive player in the world.
Was it 32?
32 million?
Yeah.
Remember then when that was the most expensive player in the world? 32 million.
And finally, he has turned his hand to punditry on Bain Sports.
Bain. I bet he could have played Bain. He's a big fella, Christian Vieri.
He could have played Bain, yeah.
He could have played Bain. As we are talking about the mysterious player of mystery, I feel that we should address something.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, I'm not on the Twitter, but I'm given to understand from your good self that we received a tweet regarding the mysterious player of mystery, an accusation that we are in, I believe the word was cahoots.
The hoots that are twinned, yes.
That we tell each other beforehand, and
the whole thing is scripted. Yeah.
And the whole thing is scripted. And I may have, I mean, the fact that I got that so easily has possibly not helped.
Not helped, but maybe we should use a term that is similar to cahoots. We think that is poppycock.
We do. What would be the benefit?
Well, we'd look cleverer.
I mean, the annoyance you might hear in my voice when you guess right.
That's real.
That's not an act. I am genuinely irked that he gets it right.
It comes from his soul.
This is genuinely quite a competitive thing we now do, which I'm now winning.
7-4.
7-4. I'm going to make a little note of that. All scripted, folks. Oh, no, that's not right.
No, you're not doing very well here. By getting it really easily, repeating the word genuinely, and then saying it's scripted.
Well, we don't want people to think it's a farce.
Because they can think what they like. We know it's not. I'm happy with that. It's like when I said to this fella, hey, give us a listen. You might like the podcast. And he came back with, isn't doing the podcast itself reward enough?
No.
No, it's not. We'd actually prefer it if you listen to it.
It really isn't. In fact, it's so unrewarding.
It's terribly financially unrewarding. It costs us money. There's nothing in it for us. I saw this woman tweet, what's a podcast? It's two men who like the sound of their own voice voicing their opinions. Well, we never really voice our opinion on this podcast.
Can I also just point out that I hate the sound of my voice?
You do hate the sound of your voice, yeah. I love the sound of my voice.
Well, I think that comes across.
Listen to this timbre, this cadence.
Oh. Oh, I say.
Do the whole thing from now on in that voice. Oh, I say.
Oh, I say.
Oh, my name's Adam.
Went a bit carry on. Oh, matron.
This is the best trip I've ever been on. Right, do you want to do your signature sign-off in that voice?
No. You made me feel all self-conscious about it.
Well, it's not your real voice.
No, I know.
So don't feel self-conscious. If I said your real voice...
I don't remember what the voice was.
Oh.
And we'll see you at the beach. I mean, that would have been better if you hadn't been speaking over it. Good Lord.
It's his only bit.
And we'll see you at the beach. How about that?
Yeah, no, I much prefer that. You're going to have to try and keep that up. Go on, that's the setup there, basically. You'll have to keep that up.
What do you want me to say?
Well, that's what she said.
I'm not delving into those depths.
No, this is a character.
I mean, I know you think you live in a carry-on film. But I like to think I bring a bit of refinement to this.
That's it, right? I mean, we should have finished earlier, so I've just carried it on for no reason.
Yeah. Anything you want to get off your chest?
Well, I feel like we've got to finish on something better than me just going,
Well,
you got anything? You got anything else?
We had the sign-off.
No, the sign-off was pretty good, but then I've gone on the back of it, so...
Yeah, but you don't have to. We'll see you in 2019. Or whatever year.
Yeah.
It's coming up. Merry Christmas.